In a bustling city where the skyline was a symphony of glass and steel, two lives unfolded in parallel, separated by a chasm of wealth and opportunity. On one side lived Marcus, a man in his 30s, whose days were consumed by the grind of a low-paying job and the weight of mounting bills. On the other side was Eleanor, a self-made millionaire, whose mornings began with yoga and coffee brewed from freshly ground beans, her days filled with meetings and investments. As they navigated their respective worlds, the harsh truth surrounding money became painfully clear. Marcus often found himself in the local cafe, where the aroma of freshly baked pastries mingled with the chatter of patrons. He would sit at a small table, scrolling through his phone, watching videos of luxury cars and exotic vacations. His heart ached for a taste of that life, yet he felt trapped in a cycle of spending that provided only fleeting happiness. He would buy the latest sneakers or indulge in takeout meals, thinking these purchases would fill the void left by his financial struggles. In those moments, he was not just buying items. He was purchasing emotions, joy, excitement, and a temporary escape from his reality. Yet the thrill faded quickly, leaving him with regret and an empty wallet. Eleanor, on the other hand, understood the language of money in a way that Marcus could only dream of. She spent her mornings reading financial news, analyzing market trends, and strategizing her next investment. To her, money was not merely a means to an end. It was a tool for freedom. She invested in real estate, stocks, and even startups, each decision carefully calculated to generate more wealth. While Marcus sought fleeting happiness through consumption, Eleanor sought lasting freedom through the creation of value. The disparity in their approaches to money was stark. One was a spender, while the other was a creator. As Marcus continued to struggle, 5 phrases echoed in his mind, each a subtle chain binding him to his financial fate. The first was, "I can't afford that." This phrase, uttered often in moments of longing, became a mantra of limitation. It stifled his ambition, reinforcing a belief that wealth was out of reach. The second was, "Money doesn't grow on trees." This expression, taught to him in childhood, instilled a fear of abundance, making him wary of pursuing opportunities that could lead to financial growth. The third phrase was, "I'll never be rich." This declaration of defeat became a self-fulfilling prophecy, shaping his identity as someone destined for mediocrity. The fourth phrase, "I just want to be comfortable," was particularly insidious. It lulled him into complacency, allowing him to settle for a life of barely making ends meet rather than striving for something greater. Finally, the phrase, "It's too late for me," wrapped around him like a fog, obscuring the paths to financial independence that could still be available. Each of these phrases acted as a mental barrier, preventing him from seeing the possibilities that lay ahead. As time passed, Marcus found himself increasingly frustrated. He watched as his friends, some of whom had taken risks and pursued entrepreneurial ventures, began to flourish. They were not just earning more, they were creating wealth that would sustain them for generations. He realized that while he was focused on keeping what little money he had, they were focused on creating more. This mindset shift was crucial. The wealthy understood that money was not a finite resource, but a tool that could be multiplied. They embraced the idea of investing in themselves, their skills, and their ideas, while Marcus clung to the notion that every dollar spent was a dollar lost. The contrast between spenders and money creators became evident in their daily lives. While Marcus found solace in small luxuries, his wealthy counterparts were busy making calculated investments that paid dividends. They attended networking events, sought mentorship, and continuously educated themselves on financial literacy. They understood that to grow wealth, one must take risks, learn from failures, and be willing to step outside their comfort zones. In contrast, Marcus remained in a cycle of consumption, spending what little he had on temporary pleasures, instead of investing in his future. One day, while scrolling through social media, Marcus stumbled upon a video featuring Eleanor. She spoke passionately about her journey to financial freedom, sharing insights on how to break free from the chains of poverty. Her words resonated deeply with him, igniting a flicker of hope. He realized that the narrative he had been telling himself was not set in stone. It could be rewritten. Inspired, he began to change his mindset, slowly replacing limiting phrases with empowering affirmations. I can create opportunities, he told himself. Money can work for me. He started to educate himself about personal finance, seeking out resources and communities that encouraged growth rather than stagnation. As he began to shift his perspective, Marcus discovered the power of investing in himself. He took up a side gig that aligned with his passions, allowing him to earn extra income while honing his skills. He learned to budget, save, and, most importantly, invest. He began to see money not as a source of stress, but as a means to freedom. The freedom to pursue his passions, travel, and ultimately to build a life he could be proud of. Eleanor's journey had not been without its challenges, but she had embraced the lessons learned along the way. She understood that wealth was not merely about accumulation. It was about creating opportunities for others and fostering a mindset of abundance. As she watched Marcus's transformation, she felt a sense of fulfillment. She had once been in his shoes, and seeing him rise from the ashes of poverty reminded her of the power of resilience and change. In the end, the truth about money was not just about the numbers in a bank account. It was about the mindset that governed how one approached life. The rich continued to grow wealthier not merely because of their financial acumen, but because they understood that money was a tool for freedom, not a source of emotional fulfillment. As Marcus and Eleanor's paths intersected, they both learned invaluable lessons about the nature of wealth, the importance of mindset, and the transformative power of taking control of one's financial destiny.